What's going on, guys? FadeitLuie here, bringing guys a brand new video. We're gonna be doing a mid fade with a pushback hairstyle on one of my clients, so stay tuned. We started off by saturating the hair and combing everything in place, making sure we have a nice and neat canvas. We're then gonna separate the top from the sides and make sure everything's nice and neat. Now that we're done pinning the top, we're going to debulk the sides with the 3-guard all the way open. This is going to help us debulk our canvas and create our silhouette. As you can see, I'm feeding the hair into the clipper using my comb. Now that we're done debulking the sides, we're going to move on to our Goat FX and create our first guideline. We're also going to contour this guideline to the head shape so that the fade could flow better. Also, the reason why I debulked before using my trimmers to bald out is so that it doesn't jam my trimmers, because he did come in with a lot of hair. Now that we're done balding out, we can move on to our no guard all the way open and create our second guideline. You want to make this guideline around an inch thick so you can spread the blend. Once I'm done setting in that guideline, I'm going to slightly close the lever midway and all the way close and attack that initial guideline. Now that we're done erasing our initial guideline, we can move on to our 1-guard all the way open and create our third guideline. As you can see in here, since the hair is long, I'm using my comb to feed the hair into the clipper. We're going to use this same guard and its lever to soften up this line and get ready for the half guard. Now that we're done softening up this line with the 1-guard, we can move on to the half guard and erase the line completely. I hope you guys are enjoying the video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. Also, if you guys want to support the channel, go ahead and leave a super thanks down below or follow the Instagram. I'm going back to my previous guards with the 1-guard all the way open, and I'm going to detail as much as possible, especially using the lever. Now that we're done with the lower guards, we're going to move on to our 2-guard all the way open and create our fourth guideline. We're going to use this guard to soften up this line and get ready for the 1.5 guard. Now that we're done using the 2-guard, we can move on to the 1.5 guard and erase the line completely. Make sure to use your lever when using this guard. Sometimes after using this guard, there's still a faint line, so switching over to your 1-guard all the way open and using its corners will definitely help take it out. Now we're moving on to our 3-guard all the way open, and we're going to use our comb to feed the hair into the clipper, and we're going to use this to debulk and also complete our silhouette. Now I'm using the 2-guard all the way open, and then after this I'm going to switch over to the 1.5 guard. Now I'm gonna make sure I grab some hair from the top so that's easier to blend in. Now we're using our clipper over comb method and we're using it horizontally to debulk. We're also gonna make sure we pick up the hair at an angle. Now I'm bringing the hair over that's from the top and I'm gonna blend it into the sides, making sure that there's no overhang that looks unnecessary and unneat. Now we're switching over to our thinning shears to make sure we thin out the overhang. Moving on to the sideburns, we're going to debulk going with the grain with the 1.5 guard all the way open. Now before we line up his C-cups, we're going to detail a little bit more and then line him up and then detail some more after. When I line up my C-cups, I always start off at the bottom and work my way to the top arch using the corners of the blade. I'm also making sure I go slow enough that the hair feeds into the teeth of the trimmer, because if not, then the hair is going to shift and you won't line them up properly. Now we're going to use a little bit of shear work to make sure we get the top evenly with the sides. When using your shears, you want to stay as consistent as possible with every cut, because if not, then it's going to be very uneven. Here I'm using my no guard all the way open to blend in my sideburns, and I'm also using my lever slightly closed. Now we're moving on to my 1 guard all the way open after using the no guard all the way open. Moving on to the beard, we're going to debulk it with the 3 guard all the way open, going with the grain, and then line it up through the bottom using our Gold FX. Now that we're done lining up the beard, we can move on to the front line and separate his hair from the top. As you can see, there's a lot of uneven hairs that need to be cut and lined up. So I'm making sure I make an even part, and I'm taking hairs that I do want to cut out. Now that we have a nice enough part, I'm going to switch over to my 1 guard all the way open and debulk the hairline. Now we're going to start off with our Gold FX in the middle and work our way to the sides. Of course, you always want to keep the vertical bars as natural as possible, so I'm making sure I don't go too in. I hope you guys are enjoying the video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. Also, if you guys want to support the channel, go ahead and leave a super thanks down below or follow the Instagram. As you can see, we're trying to match the other side as much as possible to the first side we lined up to. Man, I feel like it's looking crispy, man. Leave a comment down below if you feel like it's crispy. Now that we're done with the cut, we can move on to our Turkish razor Durable Premium blades and make them as crispy as possible. You always want to make sure you keep the blade at a 45-degree angle and stretch the skin as much as possible with your opposite hand. This lowers the likelihood of you cutting someone. You also want to pay very high attention to this area. Before we use our clipper over comb method, we're going to debulk with our foreguard all the way open. Here I'm using my clipper over comb method to debulk and also smoothing out the edges. Now that we're done smoothing everything out with our clipper over comb method, we can move on to our gold effects and create our first guideline. We're then going to use our foil shavers to bottom out and remove the stubble. Before we blend the taper, we're going to go ahead and line up the side of the ear, starting off at the bottom and working our way to the top arch using our gold FX. Make sure to go slow enough that the hair feeds into the teeth of the trimmer, because if not, then the hair is going to shift and then you won't line them up properly. Now that we're done lining everything up, we can move back to the taper and use our no guard all the way open to create our second guideline. Now that we're done using our no guard all the way open, we're going to switch over to our one guard all the way open and create our third guideline. When you're in the taper area, since it's a small area, you want to make sure you use the corners of the blade. Now that we're done using our one guard all the way open, we can move on to our half guard and erase the line completely. Make sure to use your corners. Using our 3 guard all the way open to debulk is going to help us blend into the top. Now I'm using my 4 guard all the way open and I'm flicking out as much as possible. I'm going back to my 1.5 guard to use the corners to soften up the middle line. I'm also going to use my 1 guard all the way open and my half guard to detail. Here I'm using my thinning shears with my comb and I'm making sure I thin out the thick parts of the hair. I hope you guys are enjoying the video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. Also, if you guys want to show some extra support, go ahead and leave a super thanks down below or follow the Instagram. Now we're gonna head back to our 1.5 guard and detail the side. Now that our taper is blurry as hell, we can move on to our shear work on top and create our first guideline through the top of the capitis and work our way to the sides. Always make sure that the hair is nice and saturated so you can get its true length. Now that we're done with the shear work, we can move on to our Turkish razor or Derby premium blades and make them as crispy as possible.